All right, we are live for a Tuesday edition of the People's Talk Show, and excited to be back and looking forward to finding out what are you guys keeping your eyes on. And so this live stream was inspired by the fact that I logged on earlier to check just some spot prices and premiums or whatnot, and I saw that Bullion, who was a former partner of RTD, is sold out of Eagles, and I'm like, wow, it must be getting real out here. So thought I would just check in, find out what else is going on with you guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Had a great weekend, and don't want to definitely see what else is happening out here. Lots of stories is always in the news, but what do you guys keep an eye on? Let's talk about it. And also premiums. In particular, Silver Eagles. Like one of my focus points has been Silver Eagles, just because it's constitutional money, it's legal tender, and to me, it is the most clear-cut representative of what I would consider a dollar. Just because it is silver in of itself, and it's a certain fineness of weight and everything of that nature, which gives it its purity and everything that real money should be. But so I use that as for the most part, something I keep my eye on frequently, just because I enjoy my Silver Eagles as well as junk silver and everything in between. But Silver Eagles have a near and dear place to my heart, just because that's my first silver purchase. But anyway, curious to get your thoughts on what's going on with here. Where else are you guys keeping an eye on as far as getting your silver from? And let's basically try to educate the audience a little bit. So we'll see how the live stream goes. Definitely want to make sure open up so everybody can call in and let their voice be heard. And then we'll go from there. And before I move forward, let me make sure I acknowledge a couple of people. Let me know where you're watching from. Any first-time viewers, we'll love to acknowledge your presence and welcome you guys to the fold. And before I do that, let me make sure I do some maintenance on my side here. So if you have not hit that thumbs up button, definitely will be worth your time to hang out with us tonight. And also, if you find value in anything that's said or anything that's mentioned from the call in or anything like that, or from the chat, definitely share this so more people can find out what's going on. And also hit that bell notification so you'll be notified, hopefully. And make sure you subscribe if you're coming across this for the first time. So, okay, clear cut and straight to the point. Also, connect with RTD on all of these social media platforms, just in case. I anticipate more of a crackdown on truth as we get closer into this unraveling that's underway in the monetary system. So definitely do that. And if you guys want to be a blessing to the channel, any monetary support is helpful. There's some links beneath this video that you guys can click and be a blessing if you would like to. Okay, so let me acknowledge a couple people, then I'll jump into just some things that caught my attention, and then we will open up the phone lines and see where it takes us. BK, what's going on, my friend? Big Mike, appreciate all you do. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well with me, my friend. Hope you are well as well, doing your thing, and hope everything is good with you, my friend. Good to hear from you. We got Carlos checking in. What else we got here? Rolf says, Marco Rubio said that if Europe, France included, isn't with the USA on the USA's war against Russia, the U.S. should withdraw all U.S. troops from Europe so that they can make peace with Russia. Okay. That is an interesting development. Of course, that's following Macron's visit to what was it, China, or to Russia. I'm sorry, to Russia, if I'm not mistaken, last week. And so he clearly came back talking a much different talk. And I'd imagine all the pressure he's feeling with the pensions and things like that. Either he's being told to switch sides, or he's once again just taking us along for some great acting and trying to play as if they're opposing the U.S. at this point. Just they're too far along to really turn back. Too much damage has been done, or has it? So we're going to find out. But a good point, Rolf. What do we got? Ed checking in. King Jesus, 100. We got Timothy checking in as well. We got Toya checking in. Appreciate you. What else we got here? Loretta checking in as well from Charleston, South Carolina. Appreciate you. Roger Rose. Timothy. We got X. Silver prices on the move. Yeah. So, Daryl, what's up, my friend? Okay, fair amount of people, man. Appreciate you. As always, hit that thumbs up button, show support for the channel, and hopefully more people are notified, as I mentioned. So as I started off talking about, I'm a Silver Eagles guy. I just, my very first coin was a Silver Eagle. Fell in love ever since. I remember when premiums were, like $1. And I was, not as wise enough. And I was a newbie to this whole monetary literacy game. And then that led me down a lot of rabbit holes, as well as an educational journey, trying to reach out to any and everybody that would talk to me, which led me on this course of ultimately rethinking the dollar. And while I'm at it, let me make sure for those who might perhaps be new, may not be aware of just a journey that a lot of us has been on, and especially if you've been with RTD from day one, you know what I'm talking about, as far as just trying to get to the bottom of all this craziness happening out here. And so let me just share with you real quick the compilation of all of my videos, even though I'm having some technical issues on the back end, but rethinkingthedollar.com/university. For the most part, every interview that I've had, and I got to fix them on the website. But as you guys can see here, a lot of smart individuals. So literally everybody who wrote a book, every professor, every CEO, every you name it, I'm reaching out to them. Hey, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk. And so I've had a lot of great discussions, man. A lot of these videos here are going viral just from me asking questions on what's going on. And here we are now in the thick of everything. Well, not the thick, we're in the beginning phases of everything. And so my motto is if you watch 2 to 3 to 4 of those videos, because they're all relevant, you know, they were, you know, before their time, but still relevant to today, then you'll have more of a higher monetary IQ than your average person would ever have. And so that's a part of the RTD University that that has done a lot of good. But anyway, my point is, so with silver, as I mentioned this maybe, what was it? Maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, not even sure now. But I mentioned that at some point we were going to reach a point where in the future, bullion dealers would have problems at letting go of metals at the stated spot price, given the fact that either the supply would not be as plentiful, depending on their connections and things like that, or the demand would be so high that they wouldn't be able to keep pace. So therefore, the only way to make up for that will be increase the premiums. And so we're on a point where probably before summer, as I mentioned this in a tweet a while ago, that it's quite obvious that the premiums will exceed the spot price for Silver Eagles, as well as probably a couple other, you know, finer, more limited in supply coins. And so at what point will bullion dealers, probably within another year or so, or depending on how things really continue to ramp up, just basically either increase the premium, increase the price well beyond what the average premiums are in the industry, just to keep their doors open, just because supply will fly off the shelves, because literally there's a race right now to get physical on top of other things because of the current events that's unfolding globally. And so the demand is there. The supply may not be as plentiful, give and take. I haven't followed what the Mint is doing as far as what they're putting out there. And then you got a lot of rich, long money that's decided to just buy up everything they can get their hands on. And so ultimately, the price will not be able to remain low. So the premium will probably double, triple it. So that's where we could probably see that $50, $70 silver. And the bulk of that probably end up being premiums for Silver Eagles in particular. So, and then how much of this could also be just the dealers online price gouging, because demand is there. The supply may be there for some, but then again, why not? Because the demand is there. So why not just up the price a little bit more, to where I'm looking at one of the dealers and they're literally at 100% right now. Like, you know, it's 80% on average premium above spot, but this particular dealer is at basically at 100%. They're charging double the spot price for a Silver Eagle. But then again, people will pay for it just because of the environment we're in. So anyway, let's keep moving, man. So I'm gonna go through a couple headlines here. Some things that caught my attention that I think shines more light as to why we're going to be talking a lot more about premiums and silver, and especially gold in the days ahead, because there's a global scramble to get heavy. Okay, real quick, let me just share some stuff with you. So this is something that caught my attention. Then I'll get into a couple dealers, and then I also want to find out, you know, where are you guys buying from? Of course, I always recommend your local coin shops, but then again, I've seen some video footages where local coin shops right now, you know, they are, you know, not as abundant in silver as they would like to be, but it's stuff like this that makes it quite obvious how a lot of newbies will be coming into metals a lot sooner than they would have probably ever thought, because of the uncertainty. But real quick here, it says IMF flashes financial risk warnings, but urges continued inflation fight. So just take that sentence. This is from Reuters, but out of the mouth of the IMF central banking cabal puppets that's trying to control this transition period and make it appear as if they're trying to fight and save the system, but also this is all built upon the back of fractional reserve lending and the privatization of national currencies through the commercial banks. But here we are. IMF flashes financial risk warnings, but urges continued fight against inflation. So what is actually that fight? They're telling central banks to continue to tighten. And tighten is strangleholding the entire monetary system. Real quick here, just some things that caught my attention that I had to share. And then we'll jump into some actual silver talk. It says here, the IMF warned on Tuesday that lurking financial system vulnerabilities. What the hell? Lurking financial system vulnerabilities. Those are 4 words that may live, go down in the history books. Could, and this is the caveat word, could erupt into a new crisis and slam global growth this year, but urge member countries to keep tightening monetary policy to fight persistently high inflation. So especially here in the US with the CPI figures, we're going to find out more information tomorrow, but isn't CPI trending downwards according to the primary metric that they love to show in front of us, that number of, what was it, 6% or something like that the other day? Isn't it trending down? So it looks like what they've done, according to this little stuff on the surface, is that it's working. And so why not just ease off a little bit and let the lagging effect kick in to where the CPI figures, the 6% really like 15, 16, but let it continue to trend downward rather than continue to keep that narrative going that they need to fight inflation by tightening more. So more than likely there'll be another quarter point hike. And then from that point on, we'll wait until something officially breaks where it becomes more obvious. And obviously, from all the talk I'm hearing, it's going to be the commercial bank, or not the commercial real estate. And then, of course, that's going to daisy chain right into the residential real estate. And I'm seeing articles about, office buildings and all types of stuff just, not doing too well right now. But when you got warning from the IMF saying that lurking financial system vulnerabilities could erupt, that lets me know that they have already erupted and we are already facing a new crisis, and there will be no such thing as global growth in a completely stranglehold monetary system. And they go on to talk about some other things, but mind you, whatever they tell you on the surface, take the complete opposite, and that's usually close to the truth. So anyway, here's another interesting, this is just a little side note about, CBDCs. It's not going nowhere. They're in desperate scramble to try to have a solution to their own problem. Bank of England beefs up plans for a digital Bitcoin currency. So this came out over the weekend from the Times, but it says here the Bank of England is ramping up plans for a Bitcoin digital currency by hiring a workforce of up to 30 people to develop the project. And of course, take it, remove the surface layer narrative, hiring 30 people to develop the project. The project, in my opinion, is already developed. They already are past the beta phase. They're just waiting on the right event to roll something out. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it fails. Okay, let's get into a little silver talk. So here is an interesting picture that I saw that I thought I would just start off with until I came across the other news there. But this is from David Brady here, the global trader, at Global Pro Trader. And so just give you an idea, it says he's a CFA holder, former spot FX trader, money manager, portfolio sizes of 1 to 10 billion. Okay, so he's a knowledgeable guy in this realm. And this is his chart here. So I'll read what he says. He says the banks remain neutral and silver and open interest is not materially increasing despite the rally from 17 to 25. He says it seems that the banks don't want to get run over in silver and are stepping back, much like in palladium in 2018. This suggests that silver is about to go ballistic. So here in the blue, you have open interest contracts. And of course, well before this current quasi rally over the last couple of weeks, open interests were extremely high to, for the most part, combat the price and everything like that. The banks basically trying to get in with all those derivative contracts just in case they need to draw the price down. And here we have the price breaking out and the open interest contracts are going down, meaning that they're not willing to bet against this rally right now because they want to probably enjoy some of this perhaps. So not really sure what's happening behind the scenes, but this inverse chart here lets us know that these could be going a lot higher, barring some type of unforeseen event that could cause the price to, of course, be slammed down. Never sleep on central bankers trying to continue to control this narrative. So at any minute, the price could slam down. But this whole video started up talking about the premiums. You can slam the spot, but you can't fake the premiums, because the premiums is what people will pay when they go to actually get something in their hands. And then that takes us to where I want to talk about. So as I mentioned earlier today, logged in just to see. I was actually going to purchase a couple. So I got a couple places I'd like to shop around from, but Bullion Max got to deal with them directly. So I'm like, let me go check and see what their prices are, comparing some things. And I got to the page and I'm like, okay, let me see what they got here. What they got here. So I'm scrolling and I'm like, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. I'm like, all the silver, everything out of stock. What's going on? I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so if I'm not mistaken, Bullion Max is a subsidiary of, I think it's AppMax. And so if I got, it's been a minute, but to my knowledge, Bullion Max, receives their things from AppMax. So I'm thinking like either there's a disconnect there or perhaps they're waiting on some inventory. Who knows? But they're out of stock. So if this was your preferred dealer and you was going to get Silver Eagles at that moment in time and space, you wouldn't be able to get none from them. And that definitely hurts their business. So they'll probably direct you to some other things, Philharmonics, that are like, $3, $4 over spot. But then again, it's just something about US minted money. So I keep just a side note here. I keep as a little keepsake, as a little reminder here. I keep this pamphlet here that is actually from the U.S. Mint, and it's just a little reminder that I use to tell people that money comes from the mint, and debt comes from the banks and the derivatives of that debt. And so I think moving forward, more people are going to really began to understand that concept, that ultimately speaking, there is no freedom in somebody else's liabilities. And that's why I think Silver Eagles and of course gold holds such a pivotal is right now in such a pivotal place in monetary history, because we're witnessing the usher in of a digital revolution. At the same time, there's resistance amongst those who are aware, who want physical, who want tangible, real goods in their hands that they can feel, and you can actually hear it clink in your hand type of thing. So anyway, okay. So Bullion Max, out of stock. And even before they went out of stock, the prices here is extremely low, which lets me know that they may have been out of stock for quite some time, because the last price they had on here was $37. And so this $37 is well below industry average. So they've probably been out of Eagles for quite some time now. And so I'm like, okay, let me go keep moving. So next spot, JM Bullion. Let's see what they're talking about. So let me move myself out the equation over here. And so as of right now, if you just want to buy 1 ounce, and if you use your card, which most people probably do, you're paying $49.32, and spot price is $25. So can we say that's what, a 99, 97, 98% premium on top of, that's basically just double. It's just 100 right there. So you're paying double for an Eagle. So automatically, unless you're a Silver Eagle, lover or enthusiast, or you really appreciate actually having U.S. minted money in your possession, you'll probably just move on and buy something else, just because most people just want the most bang for their buck. But you're going to pay double almost the premium or the spot price for a Silver Eagle from JM Bullion. Let's go to SD Bullion. Same thing, $49. So they always compete against each other with 20 cents, 25 cents. Okay. And the next one here, AppMax, $49.42. And so these are just some of the leading bullion dealers online that are almost 100% premium right now. And of course, I'm sure your local coin shops, you could probably get it cheaper or whatever, give or take, if they have it. But then again, you probably want to be able to go in and lay a stack on a table and ask for a large supply of those Eagles, just because it's good to say they probably won't have as many. So, and this is just, we haven't even really started yet. We haven't even really started the rally that's coming into precious metals, aka sound money, real legal tender, just because most people still don't know. And so, at what point will the price gouging, just being put out here a little bit, be over the top to where a lot of bullion dealers decide to hold back selling? That's what's coming down the pipeline. Watch. A lot of people are going to refuse to sell just because, like, the demand is so high, I can always raise my price and people are going to pay for it. And then you don't want to lose customers, so you're going to give them something, just because that's just how business operates. So it's about to get real ugly. It's about to get real sticky out here. So as always, get your weight up by any means necessary to preserve yourself financially, monetarily speaking. So, okay, but those are just some things that caught my eye. That's what I'm keeping my eyes on. But I'm curious, what are you guys keeping your eyes on? Feel free to let me know. Let's open the phone lines, man. Let's talk. It's been a minute since I've had you guys to join me on air. So feel free to call in. Let's see where this conversation goes this evening. Give me a call. Let me know what's on your radar. And of course, there's dozens of stories globally happening right now in all sectors, socially, you name it, politically, you name it, they're out there. So I can't keep my eyes on everything, but collectively we all can focus on certain areas. So feel free to let us know what you keep an eye on. So let's get some people on here. Let me see what I can do. Let's pick up from where we left off at. So start over from scratch. We got Dennis from Yashaba. What's going on, man?
Not much, Mike. How are you? I don't really have anything to talk about. I was just calling to help you out with the phone.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'd like to see silver in the week above, and I think we're on the right track. Things are falling apart, but just watching the world, the United States. What we could discuss. Senator Graham, Lindsey Graham, he's the neocon that replaced John McCain in this acting. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he's wanting to bomb China and start a war, and also threatening Mexico. So, I don't know. Any thoughts? It just seems like it's United States military aggression as usual, and the world is getting tired.
Yeah,
so tired of the bully in the room.
It seems like it's the U.S. versus the world. Like everyone seems to be rethinking some things, rethinking their relationships, rethinking their dependence on the monetary unipolar order. And the U.S. is either scrambling, but they can't fight everybody. They can't fight everybody, and we'll find out when they get desperate, what will they be willing to do? That's the question. If they lose all their support from all their allies because they jump ship, then what will they do? That's where it probably will get very ugly if it gets to that point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Is it going to be war, or is the United States going to become an isolationist type country where it's government cradle to grave?
Yeah.
Because these other countries are not going to ship their goods for fake currency.
Right.
Fake money. It's just not going to happen. So the United States had it for a long time, and from trade wars to shooting wars is probably where we're headed, unless the United States goes quietly into the good night, which we all want to happen.
But yeah, we know that's not happening. They're not going to give up 100+ years of dominating the monetary structure, because some Eastern allies want to counter and go around and create something alternative speaking to go against the dollar. So it probably will get ugly. But as always, man, like this could just be noise is rattling out in the air. Nothing comes from it right away. It could be a long, drawn-out process because right now the world is still flooded with Federal Reserve notes. So, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, like these premiums on silver, my friend, I don't think they're going to go down no time soon. They only can go up from here, more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely they'll go up. But anyway, I'll let you go.
Appreciate you, man.
Some other callers, and thank you. Yep, good night.
Thank you for helping me solve my issue. Appreciate you. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, yeah. So, I mean, apologize for the issues. Nothing changed on my end. But anyway, give me a call. Phone lines are open. What do you guys want to touch on? Feel free to let me know, subject-wise, whatever's out here. Let's talk about it. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Yes, I can. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. Speak. All right. So, yeah, don't know what's going on, but I can hear you. So if you call in, if you get through, just talk. Just go ahead and talk, and we'll make it work. Hello, caller. Where you calling from?
Mike, it's low blood pressure, Corpus Christi. How's it going?
LBP, doing good apart from a phone issue here. But what's? Can you hear me?
Yeah, in the audience hearing.
I assume so. Everything on my side should be good. But anyway, man, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I heard earlier the guy from Cisco about Mexico.
Yeah.
Man, the peso's gaining strength against the dollar. What backwards land are we living in, Mike?
I haven't even been paying attention to the peso, but that is, I guess, it's good for the Mexicans. But then again, the U.S. may not be too happy with that.
It's like at 18 right now. It gained strength. It was like at 21 or 20.
Yeah.
It was like almost pegged there. Hey, look, you heard of the new Texas gold-backed crypto digital currency thing?
I heard about the 2 bills. Yeah, I talked about it the other day. It's it's a long shot, man. But just the fact that you got people talking about it is, I guess, enough to get people's attention. But what are you hearing? What are you hearing down there?
No, Mike, I'm actually for the first time I actually called the state representative and I told them I'm supporting the bill.
Yeah.
It was like an answering machine, but I left a message.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Mike. It's like music to my ears. Finally, we're gonna text it out of this. We're gonna join the BRICS, Mike.
It will be a very interesting day that an alternative occurs within our country in a state such as Texas that actually gains momentum. Like, that will be a start. But then again, that's just one state. And I'm assuming if it does work, if it succeeds, then more states will follow suit. But it's like I mentioned, like, my little post, like, it might be a little bit too late for it to really do any justice, because if it gains momentum, you better believe it. Something's gonna happen. Like that could be a trigger event for some type of event to derail that, like they did. Because I haven't heard much about the Texas Bullion Depository either, where the Fed was supposed to.
Yeah.
The Texas asked to have they gold sent back from the Fed. Whatever happened with that one?
They have the depository already, Mike.
No. I know they built it. They built it, and they were requesting that the Fed return a good portion of the state's gold, but it was silenced. Like, I didn't hear about it on the news no more. As if we went on to the next event, whatever that event was, to silence that act.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that, Mike, but I know that the University of Texas retirement system and they have gold there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Carlos said they repatriated their gold in 2017. So assuming it actually went through and they actually got bars sent down. So I just remember them putting in a request, but I didn't hear much after that. So hopefully that is the case. So Carlos, appreciate you, man.
And also, Mike, the what do you call it? The security is the state troopers. The state police is in charge of the security for the Bullion Depository.
Mm-hmm. What city is it in?
I'm not sure, Mike. It's a small town. I don't remember right.
I'll look it up.
I knew where it was. You can look it up.
I will.
It's a big city.
Texas Bullion Depository. Yeah, I remember mentioning it.
It's supposed to be in charge.
So what are your thoughts on these premiums with Silver Eagles, man? You think it's more price gouging, demand, or like limited supply that's causing this, in your opinion?
Look, there's a few theories. I honestly think that this is crazy on I don't want to mention other YouTubers, but there's a guy saying that the mint is curtailing and keeping them and what do you call it? They're just saving them and not giving them to the public.
Yeah.
I think they're keeping them. I really do believe that they're minting the same amount that they've always minted in the millions.
Yeah.
And they're just cutting back and saving them for something. Like, look, think about this. Like, what if the United States comes out and flips it? Like, makes silver gold and gold into silver. You know what I mean? Like, they price silver into, they price silver way higher than gold.
Yeah.
And then they have all the silver. They think gold Russia and China got all the gold. What if they do a silver standard? And the U.S. secretly has all the silver. Then what are they going to do?
That would be different. But then again, that goes against their desire to go digital, like solely digital, like to go backwards. Like it'd be hard to believe that they'll be willing to go backwards in reference to mentioning silver and gold in the monetary system as an anchor against their own criminality. Like they're putting handcuffs on themselves. They're going to do more harm than good for themselves, because they don't really care about us. Like they don't care about our purchasing power being preserved. They want control. And to put silver back in the conversation, meaning more people will run out and go get silver, I just find that hard to believe. But once again, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at all.
No, what if they already got it, Mike? We just don't know about it. That's
it's possible.
Pretend so much. And also, I don't know. I think they're gonna the controllers are gonna move to gold and silver because they already have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they already bled everybody and took all the assets with their paper. Now they're gonna crush everybody, and then they're gonna get all the assets with the gold. They're gonna get a twofer.
Hey, anything is possible. Like so, I wouldn't mind running with that one as well, just because being on the being a step ahead of that move right there would be good for those who are prepared and monetarily aware. So it wouldn't be bad for us. But then again, it's still going to be pain through this transition because the average person don't have any, and they're going to be stuck with those digital units of nothing and paper as they go through their issues trying to get into physical silver. So it's going to get violent regardless. Yeah, it's going to get ugly.
It's gonna get ugly, but not for us, Mike. We're gonna be laughing and crying and tears of joy.
Hey man, appreciate you as always for calling, my friend. Be good. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Appreciate the call. All right, so man, let's talk. I figure I'm not sure how those technical glitches happen. For the life of me. But it is what it is. Carbon credit backed CBDC. Okay. When you have control of a single unit of currency that is digitally controlled, programmable, trackable, traceable from a single source, they can incorporate any attachment, any criteria for you to qualify to use it without hindrance, i.e., digital ID, carbon score, your social justice score, like any movement that they want to create, they can measure and weigh your behavior. Just look at the whole situation in China, man. Like the credit score, that's ridiculous. So yeah, it's good to say that all global governments want that type of structure because it keeps them in control and it hinders us. So hopefully it fails. Hello, caller. Which name are you calling from? I'm on here. I'm available. Hello. Yeah, I don't.
On Mike, but anyway, I'm going to talk. If I think the silver premium is too high, people should be getting U.S. constitutional 90% U.S., which will that's going way up at the $6 to $10 premium. But I think you need to get the cheapest silver you can get your hands on, and when the crap hits the fan, silver is going to be silver, and even like Canadian maple leaves will be recognizable. A lot of stuff will be recognizable. But, right now, gold's got like a, 5 to 10% premium? Maybe that's the way to go right now when they got the silver all jacked up.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll hang up.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, so, Ed, appreciate that, man. Good information there. I could hear you, but I'm not sure. Like, my mic is good. LBP could hear me. I don't know why you could hear me, so forgive me, but I just my mic is on. Everything looks good on my side, so forgive me. Carlos says Texas got around 864 tons of gold, has more than Canada. Yeah, that's funny, but then it's not funny because the Canadians got rid of their gold. When is it at the cheapest amount at that cheapest price? Hello, Carlos. Where are you calling from?
Mike, Tony from Oakland. Can you hear me?
TB, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
On your premiums, I read and heard, and I don't know how much it's true, is that 6 months, typically 6 months out before the crash, gold and silver up. That could explain why they trying to hold on to it for a better pricing later after the crash. Or, everybody's holding on to stuff that they see coming. It's coming. It's just a matter of how long down the line. But they say typically it was 6 months before. That puts us at October. October is our new it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's our beginning of the year rather than when it's January for us.
Yeah.
But for the cycle. It's in October, so I'm wondering if that's the reason why. I think people like LVP's favorite friend are people that's just hoarding it and jacking the price up, and they got it and they just know they can. That's like price at the grocery store. They got it, I got it, I can. And they just jack the price up, and we're like, "What's going on? What's happening? Somebody knows something?" No, it's just greed.
Yeah. Now, so using the word hoarding when it comes to saving your currency in fiat terms, we don't refer to people who earn a lot and save a lot as hoarders. But how come we use the word hoarding when it comes to silver, and that's real money? Like, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking about hoarding people who's got it, and the people who's got the wealth. They don't spend it. That's not hoarding. They just don't spend it.
So I'll consider it saving, like literally, so I look at it as a savings mechanism rather than using like their terminology of we don't want people hoarding silver. Like, when they took silver out of coinage, we're going to definitely do this so that people don't hoard. And that's the negative connotation, making it seem like it's a bad thing. But people such as us who know what's going on, we're just choosing to swap out of a dying fiat into something real and tangible and constitutional in nature and saving that instead. Like, we're redeeming those Federal Reserve notes for silver. And so I'm saving it. Huh?
You and I don't have enough to hoard.
Good point. So you mean that the Warren Buffett's, huh?
Market overnight.
Yeah.
Hoarding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that, how many people do you think know about the gold and silver?
Not enough.
8 billion.
Yeah, not enough. Like 1%, maybe 2% at best. Yeah.
And you cut the Telegram comments off. Is there any other way of reaching you? I tried reaching you through Proton Mail. Are you still alive on that?
Yeah, I'm there. See, I do get a variety of emails, so I do scan through it and try to grab whatever I can. But I haven't saw your name in a minute, so maybe I missed it. But yeah, so I had to disconnect from Telegram because the damn spam, man, them damn bots. Every time I would post, it'd be 1 or 2 or 3 posts of spam, dog.
On Telegram. Is there any other way of reaching you to make comments on your videos or anything like that?
The damn Telegram. So posting in the RTD community chat, I read those. So posting there is fine because I do see those, and then Proton is fine because I still do check that, and I try to share stuff throughout the day. So hit me with either one of them two, man. I'm there.
If you get something from me, just respond in time. You ain't got to share.
Okay.
I just had 3 names can come back from you saying, "Hey, thanks for this information."
My bad. So I got you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, be good. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. So it seems like the idea of the U.S. Mint deliberately withholding the full allotment of what they're supposed to be putting out in circulation could be a good argument that people can use. And then also, I remember hearing, I think it was maybe 2-3 years ago, when they were having issues sourcing silver blanks. And so I think it was, is it Sunshine Mint? I remember watching the interview. Sunshine Mint president was saying that, they are the biggest supplier of the blank mints to the United States Mint. And there was something where they were having issues sourcing silver and stuff like that. And so once again, it could be a variety of issues, but I think the difference maker moving forward will be how many units of paper that you have to pay, regardless of what they do in the the futures markets and stuff like that. If they decide to try to slam things down, the premium is going to make up the difference. And then at what point beyond that will bullion dealers online put a pause on things just because their inventory is draining faster than it's even worth receiving in fiat terms? Like, that's how bad things can get relatively fast. MB says Miles Franklin will always have the best price. Yeah, Andy Scheckman, he does a good job for sure. And so Andy, had him on a couple of times. He's a very knowledgeable person. And so also, but think about this: as a business owner, you have overhead, you have mouths to feed, you got employees. So you can also, give your narrative that also keeps the hype and attention on the product itself just because you want sales. And so a lot of people have said that Andy can be over, he can exaggerate a little bit on things on the back end just to keep inventory high, or not to keep inventory high, but keep Miles Franklin as a company at the forefront of people's minds, because their president is very vocal and active in the community as far as encouraging people to get their weight up and giving his perspective and expertise on things, because he does see it from the back end. But once again, when it comes down to the business side of things, I think I even mentioned it to him on one of our live streams. I asked him, like, at what point do you think you will probably not want to accept, you would want to accept fiat, you know what I'm saying? Just because if the government's going to be pumping it out, then, do you really want to continue to take dollars? And then he mentioned about, let me see if I can find it. I forgot exactly how he said it. Let me see if I can find it. Which one was it? Let me see here. But his comment was about, let me see, and where's it at? He would accept it as long as it's spent. As long as they're able to spend it. Man, I can't find it. Anyway, here's one of my videos from a couple, it was about 2 or 3 years ago. Good interview here. All right, what else we got here? Phone lines aren't ringing. So we could probably get ready to dial down. But I had a interesting interview with him. Here's my last interview with David and and John Perez. Good discussion, man. I won't probably start doing more of these. I enjoy these. All right, let's talk. Let's get somebody on here. Hello, Carlos. Where are we calling from? Hey there. How you doing?
The copper spot price, and that is also out of stock.
Okay.
Man, have a good one.
Appreciate you. Man, what is up with people? Like, some people can hear me, some people can't. And let me check that. I haven't. Let me see here where we got copper. What we looking like here? So 1 year price is definitely trending upward. Let me see, how far are we from all-time high? Okay, so from 2002 to now, up 508%. That's very that's some good traction there. Yeah, once again, copper is a monetary metal. It's just, it's just not preferred. But then again, it's better than having that than worthless fiat notes at the end of the day. Ripping people off. A wholesome relationship with Russia, when they lost opportunity between peoples. Yeah, so this whole thing about America rising again because of a covenant with God once administrators, some important lessons. Not sure what that's about. What else we hear? All right, we're about 50 minutes, man. I'm gonna get ready to dial back. It's unfortunate that I had to turn away or reject a lot of calls due to not being able to hear me. You're not sure what's up with that, but for those who did call in, appreciate you as always. So as always, man, it's gonna be a lot of activity out here. And as of right now, it looks like tomorrow might be an interesting morning, just because as of right now, markets over in the East is opening up and we're in the green. And it's 56, 25, 36 was the high. And now we're at 25.31. And we'll see how this goes. But yeah, it's going to be more fireworks coming to a TV near you. All right, my good people. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this, sorry about the hiccups, issues, whatever. I'm trying. Hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't yet, make sure you click that bell notification so you're notified tomorrow, 7 p.m., the Hangout. Join me, Dre, and Tom as we hang out and talk about relevant issues and things like that. It's always good to be able to, just have some laughs, as well as cover some news of subjects I don't really touch on much myself. So that's why those guys bring something to the table. So anyway, good people, enjoy the rest of your night. Be blessed, be safe, and I will see you later. Peace. China's hoarding a massive amount of food. They will soon have over 2/3 of the globe's corn reserves, over half of its rice, and over half of its wheat. But when asked about it, China lies. So what does China know that we don't? China is the world's #1 importer, relying on the rest of the world to keep their people fed. This makes them the canary in the coal mine when it comes to global food shortages. As Americans, we need to be prepared for potential food shortages. That's where 4 Patriots Survival Food comes in. Their kits are compact, stackable, and have received a 5-star review for their flavor and taste. And right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase by using code RTD at checkout at 4patriots.com. Don't wait. Prepare today. Once again, use code RTD at 4patriots.com and save 10% on your first purchase.